Hello there. Welcome back. It is Sheepishly here once again, and today we have an absolute insane crafting project I would like to share with you guys. This is probably the capstone to my series around using recombination to make Trickster body armor, gloves, helmets, and all that stuff. You might recall that we started this crafting journey with crafting this chest, which has all T1 mods, but it is only 20% quality, and it doesn't have the 50% global defense mod, which is from grasping males. And people in comments were saying, hey, this armor looks good. It's great you did it for like 20, 30 divines, but where's my 30 quality? Where's my grasping male mod? Well, those exist on mirror chests, which takes, multiple mirrors to craft. How am I gonna do that? Well, lo and behold, I've done it. Look at this, Torment Keep. What does it have? It has everything you would expect from a mirror chest. It has T1 suppressed, T1 int. Unfortunately, it is not an essence int, so we do miss out on the 3 int there. T1 flat, T1 percentage, evasion and energy shield. And what is that? 56% increased global defenses. We've got the grasping male mod on it. And how much did I do this chest for? Well, the explicit mods and the base, 90 divines. I'm not even kidding, I've done it in 90 divines, which is lucky, mind you. I did hit a lot of recombinations on the first try, but hey, that's the thing with high variance crafts. You get lucky sometimes, you get unlucky sometimes. It all comes out in the wash in the end. Now, is this chest good? It is. It is up for mirror service. If you want to mirror it, be my guest. I'll link my IGN below. I'm happy to do it for 0 fee. But I think there's better chests out there that's divined a little better. I am literally broke divining this chest. I have 5 divines left. And I think the implicit's not for everyone. I use these implicits, but you might prefer something else. I'm not gonna recraft it. Well, without further ado, let's get into how we made this monstrosity. Hello there, welcome back. For this video, we're doing something a little different. I've recorded all of this footage, which I will be talking over. I think it helps that I am less distracted, so I can give better commentaries as we go through this. Now, for the first step, which surprisingly took the longest time for this craft, is of course making the format feeder. If you've been following any of my crafting videos, you've been following the original guide to the 20 quality best in slot Necrotic Armour, it's the same process, right? So here we're just combining a bunch of prefixes together, hoping for a 2 mod prefix with percentage evasion and flat evasion, both T1 of course. Any suffixes left over, we're gonna clean them with Aldrich Annos. Nothing special here. I might just let the video play whilst I do some yapping, which I love. We got very unlucky on this one, so I wrote, because I expected this project to take quite a bit longer than it actually did, I wrote about an entire stash tab of these prefixes and suffix bases. The chance to combine, same as always, is a 1 in 3. As you can see, we went through the first entire 2 rows and we got 0 successes. That's right, we got 0 successes, and not only that, the items that kept all had T1 flat ES in evasion, which means that I had to alt-rego even more bases down the track, which was not ideal. We got much luckier on the suffixes. I think there's a couple of successes, such as this one that you're seeing right now, T1 int, T1 suppress. Again, nothing special here. You've all seen this before if you've been following my previous videos. One thing I will say though is that with this crafting method, we do miss out on a 3% intelligence. 3%, my bad. With this crafting method, we do miss out on the 3 intelligence we get, because the mirror crafts, if you do a fracture or something like that, you can use essences to craft them, which will get you 58 on the top end rather than 55. It's a small price to pay, I would say, for something I think that's much more interesting and that should be a bit cheaper. It's hard to tell with recombinations. As you can see, we're just getting unlucky with the 2 mod prefixes. Gosh, imagine getting this unlucky with the final step, which costs, you know, like 50, 60 divines per attempt. You don't want to do that. So, just a bit more footage here. Again, trying to fish for that 2 times prefix feeder. It really wasn't going well at this point. I thought to myself, hey, maybe if I get unlucky here, I'll get lucky later on. Turns out I was quite right. So, yep, there you go. Another 3 attempts. Everything failed. And everything... Oh, I think this one succeeds. No, it doesn't. Not only did everything failed in the same way, which is keeping the T1 flat. It's definitely not something you want to see here. I think I do make another base. I think I have 2 bases going into it. Well, there you go. Here's the other one. You can see I was quite excited about that. Stashes it instantly. Maybe let's jump forward a little bit for when I start to scour these bases for the 4 mod craft. So as it turns out, we actually didn't save the footage for how we prepared these crafts. But hey, again, check out my other videos if you want to see how the preparation steps are done. I might just go through it briefly. So on the left hand side, we have the 2 mod feeder with the prefixes from the previous highlights of the video. What we want to do here is that we want to craft multi-mod, which is can have 3 crafted mods, and then 2 exclusive blockers, which is banner skills with increased aura effect, as well as percentage increased attributes. I also did avian. You don't have to do avian. I think mathematically it comes out to be better odds in the long run, but if you just don't want to deal with having to potentially annul it, which is always a 1 in 3, just leave it off. You lose something like 2 or 3% chance. It's not a big deal. On the right hand side, same thing, but we have the suffixes side. So 2 mods that we want, T1 int as well as T1 is spell suppression, multi-mod. The thing is, for this one, inside multi-mod fills up the suffixes, which means we can only have 2 prefix exclusive blockers. Not ideal because we have a 6 mod item with a 5 mod item, so the odds are slightly lower. But hey, to make a 4 mod item, it's still something like 40% or something like that. The math escapes me at this point. I've done so many of these. The first one works out to be a success. Well done. The second one's the one that took a bit longer. We unfortunately kept the aspect of the avian mod, which is the situation I was saying before. Maybe you'll get turned off from using this craft after this. I definitely was a little bit. Here's me attempting a YOLO annul. Gets the int mod. And goes up again. Gets the suppress as well. So now we're left where we started with a 2 mod prefix item. Might skip this forward again. So we're back, trying this again. Doesn't succeed. Becomes a 3 mod item. What happened here, if I might just pause it. Obviously we failed the annuls on the aspect of the avian, so we came back to it, and when we go back to it, it's the same step as before, but this time we got unlucky on the suffix side. We only wrote 2 suffixes instead of 3, and we retained the multi-mod rather than the spell suppression that we wanted. Which is fine, it's fairly common. Definitely nothing too surprising here. What we can do is to take another, spell suppress feeder and then go into it. Here I make a big mistake. I don't know if you caught that. I try to annul off the maximum life, which is a prefix, which I should have used a Searing Exarch mod. I tried using a Searing Exarch Grand Eater or Lesser Eater or something before Eldritch annulled. I used the Eater one, which means I annulled off the int. So this is now a dead base. Don't do that. Please learn from my mistakes. Coming back to it, double checking everything. It's a nice red color, so we're right. There we go. Got my spell suppress mod. I think there'll be a footage here for how I crafted the actual explicit blockers. There we go. So for the one with the 3 mods, it's actually fairly easy. We just want to do multi-mod, and then we want to do a prefix and a suffix. So we fill up all 6 mods, right? That's the best outcome. For the other one with the 2 suffixes, again, not much you can do. Do multi-mod, do 2 of the prefixes, and you're kind of done. We have yet another try with 6 mods and 5 mods, but this time the good thing is that we don't have the beast aspect craft to mess us up. I think this is the one that we ended up keeping for the final attempt, but let's have a look to see if that's the case. Again, 40% odds, nothing special. There you go. Everything got retained. So how do we do the 30% quality craft? Well, we actually start in bestiary, believe it or not, because when I bought the bases, I checked the prices. If you buy them on split and then split it yourself, because with the Black Morrigan you can split each armor into 3 different pieces rather than 2. I bought these bases for like 110 divines, roughly 3 mirror shards at a time, and you get 3 tries out of it, which is a bit cheaper than trying to buy the bases themselves. Now, the good thing about this one also is that you don't really need eye level 86 30 quality bases, right? All you need is pretty much just eye level 84, because you know you can just kind of roll 1 mod onto it, and then you're gonna donate all the mods from the 4 mod feeder which is prepared before. This section of the craft is quite painful. I'm here trying to decide, you know, how am I supposed to craft the 30 quality. I think what I settled on was having 1 usable mod and then kind of multi-mod the rest of them, so we end up on like a 5 mod item. Technically it's better out if you get 6 mods, but hey, it took me so long to get to that stage, I just thought it wasn't worth it. So here is probably the one that we actually ended up using. I can't exactly remember, but we hit a T1 flat ES and evasion mod, and what we're looking for here is just gonna multi-mod this, fill up the prefixes, do an aspect craft, so we have 5 mods, and then we slap the 2 together with the 4 mod feeder. Hopefully all of the 4 mods move over and the exclusive mods gets blocked, right? So it's, again, nothing special, it's just that here we're hoping that it's going to keep to the right base. I might just skip this forward to the actual recombinations. I think we took us 2 attempts, so... Well, there you go, we're back. There wasn't much to show there. I experimented with a bunch of ways to maybe get 2 usable mods onto the 30% quality armor. They were too expensive, so there wasn't too much point in doing it. So we're back. I took a look at the footages, and we did not save down the first attempt, which we failed. We didn't select the 30% quality base, which means it's an auto failure. But let me just quickly go through this up here. I tried to get 2 mods onto my 30 quality base, but it turned out to be way too expensive, so I just went with 1 mod, and then I've added the bestiary aspect of the avian onto it. It is a bit of a gamble, but it is technically something like a 3% increasing odds, which is good. Just hoping that I don't have to hit the annul. On the right hand side, we have our 4 mod feeder with all the mods we want to migrate, and we just have multi-mod and another exclusive mod prefix to block. Let's the video run. I think this is a success attempt, which is good. 2 attempts, it's probably a bit lucky. I think 3 or 4, it's the expectation. There you go. One thing that's funny is that when they do the recombination, they tell you all the explicit mods first, and you see the quality tag is actually the last one that comes up. Yeah, it's a bit of a tease, isn't it? You see all your desired mods show up on the item, but you have no idea which way the item went. That won't be a case for when you do the final craft, because on the final craft you can tell instantly if you made it or not. Now let's jump over to that. Now, to make the other side of the equation, what we have is a grasping mail. These go for pretty cheap. I think I got this for like 15 divines. I was buying these for 20, but then I think the prices dropped to 15 and then to 10. So I think this one is one I bought for 20. I still have like 3 more in my stash tab that I got for 10 divines. What we're looking for is quite specific, right? So this is the NNN feeder with the non-native natural mods. If you've seen my gloves, boots, and helmet video, I use the same concept to craft this. Now, the mod we really want here is the 50% increased global defenses, which is a grasping mail only mod. What I look for is how I buy the ones with full prefixes, which is not good if you're doing a normal mod transfer, but for us it's perfect because the other 2 prefixes cannot show up on intelligence base, right? So we have a hybrid armor life, and we have a percentage increased armor, evasion, and energy shield. So these cannot show up on my intelligence and evasion base. That's what we want. We have an open suffix as well. So what we're going to do, prefix can't be changed, and then we're going to reforge it. Now the key thing here is to reforge it with physical. Reforging life, which is what I'm about to attempt here, doesn't do anything. It just spends 2 divines for no reason. So I've reforged life, erode, regen life, and I thought, hey, this doesn't look right. This is a common mod that can draw on any base. I've just kind of done a little mistake there. So remember to reroll with physical because the mod 5% additional physical damage reduction cannot show up on my Necrotic Armour base. So that's the one we want. Now we have a 4 mod item, slap it with a Crusader Exalted Orb. You're gonna get a suffix guaranteed, and this one cannot show up again my 30 quality base because hey, it's a Crusader only mod. Okay, just jumping ahead for the actual final recombination. I might just pause the video here and do a bit of yapping. So the odds are quite bad. It's like a 1 in 4, right? So don't get me wrong, it's an expensive craft, and it's a high variance craft as well. So definitely not, definitely don't expect to succeed on your first try. And let me go into why the odds are 25% in the first place, right? So first of all, it's 50-50 to choose the right base. Okay, that's pretty bad automatically. So if you choose the right base, you still have to jump through 2 more hoops, right? If you go to the prefixes, we have 2 prefixes on the left, which we want to keep, and we have 3 prefixes on the right, of which one of them we want to keep. So we have to roll 3 mods on prefixes in the final item, which with only 5 mods going into it, is a 57%. And there's no way you can increase its odds, right? There's nothing you can craft on the left-hand side that is going to be a NNM mod. If there is one, please let me know, because that would increase the odds of this craft dramatically, right? Maybe you can craft armor or something, I don't know, haven't tested it myself. But yeah, so anyways, 50% to choose the right base, 57% to get the prefix done. Suffixes, a bit better odds at 89%. The reason is that we have 4 mods, we want 2 of them, that's 89%, but you know, none of the other 2 mods can roll on it. So if they choose 2 mods, we're automatically guaranteed to get the mods we want onto this. I do have a spreadsheet that has some of the calculations, but it's a bit messy, so I probably won't share it. I might clean up later on the weekend and link it in the comments below. But hey, the math is fairly straightforward. You have 50% right to choose the right base, 57% on the prefixes, and 89% on the suffixes, so 25% odds. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not a terrible odds, right? But considering that each attempt, it's like, you know, on the left hand side you have something probably like a 60-70 divine item that you're looking at here, and then on the right hand side is something like a 20-25 divine item. Maybe 60-70 divines is an understatement, but I think all up, if you call it like 100 divines per attempt, you wouldn't be underquoting it. So on average, it's like a 400 divine recombination, I would say, right? And anything with 25% odds of success, you can get unlucky. You can go through 10 of these and not see the product you want. But the good thing is, right, is that if your suffixes messes up and you have your perfect prefixes done, you can just revert back to the normal way of doing it, right? You have prefixes done, you just Eldritch craft the suffixes, get your T1. It will take more currency, but you're gonna get there in the end. The true failures, I think, in this case, I will consider is if you don't have 3 prefixes, then what you're gonna end up with is likely a 4-mod item. I would just fracture it, you know. If you hit global defense on a 30 quality Necrotic Armour, you can use it to craft it the normal way. That base alone is like 200-300 divines. The odds of, yeah, people pay crazy prices for a fracture when here we're just trying to cheat the system by moving it. If you hit any of the other ones, they're all T1s. You hit T1 spell suppress, T1 int on the Necrotic Armour base. People will pay good money for that as well. So you can recoup some costs to go again. Now, I might just let the video play. I don't have my audio recorded for when I did this. It was pretty late at night. I didn't want to wake up my neighbors, which I did anyways by screaming at the top of my lungs when I got it. Honestly, didn't expect to succeed. It's a 1 in 4, so I'm gonna play this at normal speed. I was very excited at this point because I saw the Necrotic Armour. I know I kept the base. Start scrolling down, saw 3 perfect prefixes. I'm like, this is fantastic. Suffixes, like I said, 90% odds. So once you see the prefix come through, the suffixes are most likely a done deal anyways. Well, there you go. That's how you do the perfect explicit mods on this item. What can I say? Sometimes you just get lucky. That's the thing with high variance crafting methods such as recombinations. If you hit, it feels so amazing. If you miss, you're gonna feel like this is the worst ever possible crafting method in the game. Do I recommend this? Probably not, unless you have a lot of currency built up, because the chances are you're gonna miss, right? And you're gonna absolutely hate this game when you do that, especially multiple times in a row. Jumping back into game, there's a bit more to do after this to finish this item off, to get to the state I have now, which is having, you know, the enchant done, the eldritch implicit done, the sacred orb done, divining the prefixes, divining the suffixes. There's a lot more money to be spent. I won't go into it. It's just nothing special. You've seen them all before. You're just throwing divines at it, right? I think it took me something like 100 sacred orbs to get the perfect sacred orb row, which is unlucky. I think it's a 1 in 20. So I spent like 25 divines on sacred orbs. The enchant, the tailoring orb enchant, I was quite lucky on. 12% defense mod, it takes like, I don't know, an ungodly amount of tailoring orbs, and they're like 2.5 divines each. I was gonna settle for 8%, but I hit this on the 4th row, which is nice. But definitely don't expect that for your craft. It probably cost well over 100 divines, or 200 divines I should say, if you want to get the 12% explicit defense mod row, because it's weighted, so 12% is quite rare. At least that's what people tell me. For the eldritch implicits, I have a video on how to craft eldritch implicits. I still went with less defense per 180 intelligence. I think chaos is technically better, but I don't know, it looks nice. I'm in stacking, it's thematic, I just kept it. I only need 2% max lightning res, so I didn't try to go for the 3%. I think aura effect is better. My build, I've theory crafted this one myself. I don't need purity of lightning, so the aura effect is less efficient for me. If you use purity of lightning, by all means do aura effect. That's the best one. Divining this body armor broke me. I think I got a really good roll, right? So right now it's like 739, and then 4 off on evasion to be 3.6 thousand. I think I was at 3.5k, so about like 100 evasion lower, and I was at perfect energy shield, which is 742. About like 15 divines in. And I showed this to my friend, and he's like, nah, you've got to go get higher on the evasion rating, you know, like, can't you go up to 3.6? I'm like, yeah, you can go 3.6. Let's sell some, you know, let's sell some currency, liquidate some stuff, do some divines. And 250 divines later, we got here. So I don't think the divining was exactly worth it, unless you're gonna do mirror service. And let's be honest, why would you mirror this chest when there's probably better chests out there that's already perfectly divined, and they probably have like 3 intelligence higher. I don't recommend mirroring this one. If you want to though, you can ask me. I'm online. I'm happy to mirror it. I won't charge a fee. Just yeah, happy to share the kind of like the journey with you guys. What else? 6 linking, 6 socketing, pretty straightforward. I did the wide socket because people said that Awakened Fork is really good on spinning steel. I'm thinking of trying it out. The wide socket is pretty easy. All you have to do is use Omen of Blanching, and then use Hovercraft. So, yeah. Well, there you go. Not a cheap craft. It was cheap to make the chest itself. 90 divines, I stand by that. But yeah, finishing off all the rest of them, probably spent 300 or more divines on that. Yeah, it's so all up maybe 400, which is still pretty good, right? I think I saw a post on how to craft this chest, this exact chest, and then they're saying that they spent 4.5 mirrors on it, and that chest is right now on mirror service in the settle shop. So, you know, a mirror right now it's 760 divines. So even if you take into account the fact that we got lucky on the 1 in 4, let's say you just have average luck, takes you 4 tries, that's 400 divines. So 300 divines more expensive than this one. Yeah, you come out to be like 630, 600 divines all up. So realistically, unless you enjoy crafting, I would say just mirror the chest. Yeah, it's also nice when your chest faces the wrong way. You can show off to your friends. But hey, if you want to know how to make a mirror chest, or if recombination survives this patch and goes to the next one, and you're going to make a mirror chest, I would seriously recommend this method, because especially early on in the league, when tailoring orbs, when Eldritch Implicits are a bit cheaper, when divines are a bit cheaper, I think you can make this one for so much cheaper than if you have to fracture the global defense mod, right? That's just the variance in that is crazy. So, well, that's enough yapping. Thanks for watching this video. Please give me a like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, or if you enjoyed any of the other videos from before, or any of my Reddit posts. I thought it's really good they have recombinations in the game, which, you know, takes a bit of skill to figure out, especially with the NNM mod blocking thing. And you get to make crazy, crazy items like this. When I put this chest on, I go from 15,000 energy shield to 27,000. That's... you can't really beat that feeling. Anyways, enough yapping. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you can. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.